Hare Krishna. So, shall I start?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I would like to sincerely beg blessings from each one of you. You all are very exalted devotees, and I'm really not qualified here to sit and say something. But just by your blessings, I would like to share few points which I myself want to implement in my life. So, I want all your blessings. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, we'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghutanvitam tam sajivam sadvaitam savadutam parijana sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimater Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Stute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sing the Jaya Radha Madhava song. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let me share my screen. So today we are going to look into Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 4 and Verse 2. The section is Idle Grahastha. And here Yudhishthir Maharaj is asking question to Narad Muni. And this is a verse where Narad Muni is giving an answer. Shri Narada Uvacha Grihe
Narada Uvacha
गृहेष्वे अवस्थितो राजन्
गृहेष्वे अवस्थितो राजन्
क्रिया कुर्वान् यथोचितः
क्रिया कुर्वन् यथोचितः
वासुदेव परं साक्षात्
वासुदेव परं साक्षात्
उपस्थिता महामुनिम्.
उपासिता महामुनिम्.
Yes, someone can try.
श्रीनारद उवाच गृहेष्वा अवस्थितो राजन् क्रिया कुर्वन् यथोचिता वासुदेव परं साक्षात् उपासिता महामुनिन्.
Thank you. Meera?
Yes. Srinarad uvacha grahashva avastito rajan kriya kuruvan yachochitaha vasudevarpanam sakshat upashitha mahamuni.
Okay, thank you. So let's read word by word translation. Shri Narada Uvacha, Shri Narada Muni replied, Griheshu, at home, Avastitha, staying, a householder generally stays home with his wife and children. Rajan, O king, Kriya, activities, Kurvan, performing, Yatochitaha, suitable, as instructed by the Guru and Shastra. Vasudeva, unto Lord Vasudeva, Apara, Arpanam, dedicating, Sakshat, directly, Upastitaha, should worship, Mahamunim, the great devotees. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Narad Muni replied, so before that, King Yudhishthir Maharaj has asked the question of how a grihastha, who is a householder, can attain the goal of life where he doesn't understand what is Vedic scriptures. And for that, Narad Muni is replying, my dear king, those who stay at home as householder must act to earn their livelihood. And instead of trying to enjoy the result of their work themselves, they should offer these results to Krishna, Vasudeva. How to satisfy Vasudeva in this life can be perfectly understood through the association of great devotees of the Lord. Purport. The format for Grihastha life should be dedication to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita 6.1, it is said, Anasrita karma phalam kriyam karyam karma karotiha sasanyasa cha yoge cha nanir agnir na shakriya. One who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no work. Whether one acts as a brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha or sannyasi, he must act only for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. This should be the principle for everyone's life. Narad Muni has already described the principles of life for a brahmachari, vanaprastha and sannyasi. And now he is describing how a grihastha should live. The basic principle is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The science of satisfying the Supreme Lord can be learnt as described here. Sakshat Upasthita Mahamunim. The word Mahamunim refers to great saintly persons or devotees. Saintly persons are generally known as Munis or thoughtful philosophers concerned with transcendental subject matters. And Mahamunim refers to those who have not only thoroughly studied the goal of life, but who are actually engaged in satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. These persons are known as devotees. Unless one associates with devotees, one cannot learn the science of Vasudeva Arpanam or dedicating one's life to Vasudeva, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the most important point. Prabhupada mentions who is a devotee. One who is engaged in satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, is a devotee. Unless one associates with devotees, one cannot learn the science of Vasudeva Arpanam or dedicating one's life to Vasudeva. In India, the principles of this science were followed strictly. Even 50 years ago, I saw that in the villages of Bengal and in the suburbs of Calcutta, people engaged in hearing Srimad Bhagavatam daily when all their activities ended, or at least in the evening before going to bed. Everyone would hear the Bhagavatam. Bhagavata classes were held in every village, and thus people had the advantage of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, which describes everything about the aim of life, liberation or salvation. This will be clearly explained in next verse. Hare Krishna. So let's read the translation again. Narada Muni replied, "My dear king, those who stay at home as householders must act to earn their livelihood, and instead of trying to enjoy the results of their work themselves, they should offer these results to Krishna, Vasudeva. How to satisfy Vasudeva in this life can be perfectly understood through the association of great devotees of the Lord." Hare Krishna. So here Prabhupada very clearly he is mentioning that what is a goal of life, and no matter in which ashram you are, the goal of life is to satisfy Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, at any point of time. Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha or Sannyas, may you be in any ashram, you have to satisfy the Lord. That is the goal. And Prabhupada has also mentioned what is the key. As Naradji is explaining to King Yudhishthir Maharaj that how you can learn that art by associating with great devotees. And Prabhupada mentioned who is a great devotee, who is always engaged in the service of the Lord, in the loving service of the Lord, is a great devotee. Prabhupada also mentions Muni. Muni, who are kind of philosophers, Jnanis, they are Muni, but Mahamuni is a devotee of the Lord who is always engaged in the loving devotional service. So please keep it in mind that we have to associate with Mahamuni. That's the advice, with the great devotees of the Lord. And that's how we can learn this art. What will happen if we learn this art and implement in our life? Our goal will be achieved of serving the Lord and pleasing Him. This is only possible by association. And Prabhupada very beautifully mentioned how even 50 years before, while he was writing this, in the villagers used to come, sit together and read Srimad Bhagavatam. His Grace Lilananda Prabhuji also mentioned this point so many times that in olden Vedic civilization, people were very Krishna conscious. They don't just endeavor for material success, for sense gratification, but they also spent enough time for spiritual realization. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and skits were performed. Even Srila Prabhupada performed so many skits, and the audience would gather so much inspiration and try to live up to it. So that civilization was there, but right now everything is degraded. The only thing we see is cinema halls filled with some movies. And the association of Mahamunim has become rare. Especially we Grahastha, Narad Muni is specifically addressing the Grahastha ashram here, wherein we are engaged in earning our livelihood. And Narad Muni is not criticizing that. He says he should earn. Rather, he must earn. Householder must act to earn their livelihood instead of trying to enjoy that result. So what he will do after earning? He should not enjoy the result themselves. Instead, offer it as offer the results to Krishna and serve the Guru, serve the Mahamuni whom you are associating with. That is the way you can achieve success. This is the first and foremost instruction of Narad Muni. And we have so many, this is also confirmed in other places in Srimad Bhagavatam, like this one. Once when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Ramanand Rai and asked him, what is the goal of life? And Ramanand Rai, from Vishnu Puran and from this verse, he started quoting it. Ata pumbir dvijascheshta varnashrama vibhagashaha sanushtitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed for one's own occupation according to caste, division, and orders of life is to please the personality of Godhead. So all this Varnashrama system is made so that we can please the personality of Godhead no matter where you are. And it is also explained in Bhagavad Gita by Lord himself in 9.27. Yat karoshi yat aknashi yat juhoshi dadashi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurusva madarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Please remember what Lord is telling here. Whatever you do, offer it to me. Even the Ekadashi Vratam we might be having should be an offering to Lord Krishna. And that is the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What he is teaching us. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani, janmani, shware, bhavatar, bhaktir ahetuki tvai. I don't want anything else but pure devotional service unto you, birth after birth. This is the highest philosophy Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us in his Shishtastakam. So it is very important for us to understand this crux that we have to offer everything to Lord Krishna. And if we are not at that level, we can learn that art by associating with great devotees. Now, let's first look at what is a grahastha. Grahastha or family life. And Dwarkadish Prabhuji tells, what is a family? A family is where people stay united, even in difficult times, even in happy times. People stay together, help each other. That is a family. So it's not just the four walls under which four people live, but it's a family where you help each other. Not only your blood relation is your family, the satsang is a family where you get help and you help each other to grow in Krishna consciousness. Temple is a family. Srila Prabhupada has given us such a big family of ISKCON with so many devotees. And Dwarkadish Prabhuji mentions some of the characteristics of a family. A family is where there is appreciation. You appreciate each other. Your spouse has done a very good job in cleaning, maintaining the house, but usually not appreciated much. It is not seen much of the value, but we should be taking out time to appreciate them. Gratitude, expressing gratitude to each other. Gratitude is explained to be a fertile soil where the crops can grow. the seed of bhakti can grow. So you should have immense gratitude for each and everyone around you, because in turn your personality is built by them. You are being helped continuously by them. And the third point he mentions is the love, which is the binding force between the family members. Even in the devotional life, even in the material life, love is the binding force, which is very important. And it is the key to hold a family. So you should express love, and you should express your love towards your family members, towards Krishna, towards the devotee, towards the extended family members, towards everyone. Animals, birds, to everyone. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. And how that is possible? Only when you keep Krishna in the center. Understand that Lord is present in everyone's heart. And in that way, you have a broader conception of a family. And with that compassion heart, you can help everyone progress in Krishna consciousness. Now let's move ahead and see some of the points that His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj has explained for this verse. So Maharaj explains who is a Grahastha versus who is a Grahamedi. Grahamedi is a person who is envious, who is jealous of someone who is making a progress. Grahamedi is a person who is competitive for sense gratification, who uses his power in order to accumulate more and more wealth as well as material things, so that he can improve his lifestyle and engage more and more in sense gratification. And Prahlad Maharaj explains this type of life of a Grahamedi to be a dark, deep well without water. Prabhujis and Matajis, please be very careful. Prabhupada was also a Grahastha. He was not in that deep, dark well. His father, Gaur Mohan De, he himself was a great devotee. Every day in the morning when Srila Prabhupada's father used to ring the bell for Aarti, Prabhupada and his sister used to come and attend Aarti. That is the ideal Grahastha life. What is the point in accumulating so much of wealth, material prosperity, which is going to be taken away, or you will be taken away from them? Either of these two things are going to happen in our life. What is the use of that? Instead, we should try to be Grahastha and engage ourselves in the loving devotional service of the Lord, and not waste our time. And everything we do, right from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, it should be as a service towards the Lord. And how is it possible? By associating with great devotees. Only then it is possible you can learn this art of engaging in Krishna consciousness. So the basic difference between Grahastha and Grahamedi: Grahastha keeps Lord at the center and he is always engaged in the loving service. Grahamedi keeps his senses at the center and sees what is good for my sense. How can I get more sense gratification? That is Grahamedi. So if we are Grahamedi, just remove that sense gratification part and replace it with Krishna by the association of great devotees of the Lord. And with this regard, Maharaj gives the example of Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj was a Grahastha. He was a great king. He had so much responsibility with him. But when Durvasa Muni, who was a mystic yogi, came to him, and he got offended because Ambarish Maharaj took water, not even food, just water. While Durvasa Muni went for his bath in the river, and he took little long to complete the bath and come back. But Ambarish Maharaj couldn't wait longer. It was a time to do the Hisparna, and he took little water. Durvasa Muni took this as an offense and was very angry. What happened in turn? Sudarshan Chakra fell behind Durvasa Muni. But we should understand, was Ambarish Maharaj proud of what he was doing? Was Ambarish Maharaj very proud because he was Krishna conscious as well as Grihastha? No. Ambarish Maharaj was so humble that he waited for 1 year for Durvasa Muni to come back. And then when Durvasa Muni was asking forgiveness to Ambarish Maharaj was asking forgiveness to Durvasa Muni. They're saying, oh, I have offended you, please forgive me. That is the humble state of a devotee, of a Grihastha devotee. It is said that a Grihastha should offer obeisances whenever he sees a renounced order, a brahmachari, a sannyasi. First time in a day, whenever he sees him, he should pay his obeisances. If he didn't pay, that's an offense, and he should fast for that day. And we should not be proud that we are earning and we are also doing Krishna consciousness. We should not be proud for that. We should understand what a sannyasi or a great devotee, a brahmachari, has done. We should appreciate them because they are not falling down for this petty pleasure of material world. They have given up this sense gratification, which we are so addicted to. And that's why we have came into Grihasthashram. This is the bitter truth, Prabhujis and Matajis. The reason we came into Grihasthashram is because we are so much attached to sense gratification. What is there to be proud of? We don't have to be proud of that I'm earning as well as doing Krishna consciousness. And see these lazy people, these sannyasis, brahmacharis, they don't have any work to do, so they have taken up this full time. No, that is not the case. Instead, what should be our consciousness when we look at a great devotee, a sannyasi, a brahmachari? We should think, oh, how fallen I am. I have so much addiction or attachment to this sense gratification, which I cannot give up. No matter what I am trying to do, I am unable to give it up. And look at this great devotee. He's so much fixed up. And with that consciousness, with that respect, if you look forward to them for the instruction, that is associating with such great devotees. And that is going to help us. This is what Maharaj has instructed us. Don't be proud of you earning as well as doing Krishna consciousness. Instead, look forward to those great devotees, brahmacharis and sannyasis, who have dedicated their life and engaged full time in Krishna consciousness, and take inspiration from them. That's the way we should look at a great devotee. And when you are so humble, just like Ambarish Maharaj, although Durvasa Muni was a mystic yogi, and Ambarish Maharaj was a great devotee of the Lord, which is far more superior than a mystic yogi, but still Ambarish Maharaj took a lower stand, humbling himself, fasting for 1 year, waiting for Durvasa Muni to come back. And he is teaching all of us how a Grihastha should be. He should be very humble. At the same time, he should derive that inspiration that I am so fallen, that I am so much attached to sense gratification. And I look forward to these brahmacharis and sannyasis who are so much dedicated to Krishna consciousness. They have given up these petty pleasures of material world and are engaged full time in Krishna's service. One day, I also want to be like them. I also want to be full time engaged in Krishna's service. With that desire, we should chant and look forward to them, take their inspirations. Okay, so let's move ahead. So here Maharaj explains that the sadhus or munis Mahamuni that is being referred is not an ordinary sadhu who is so lazy to do anything. He doesn't even engage in Krishna's service, doesn't even read any scriptures, but who is a dhongi sadhu. We are not talking about them. We are talking about the real devotees of the Lord who are engaged in devotional service. From them, from such Mahamunim, we should derive inspiration and implement in our life and learn how to engage in Krishna's service. We all have got this beautiful association or satsang. So many great devotees are striving to help us. Giriraj Prabhuji, His Grace Giriraj Prabhuji, is conducting daily reading sessions to inspire us. We ourselves are not capable. We don't have that tendency to take scriptures and read and associate with a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, but he mercifully is helping us. That is a real example, Prabhujis and Matajis, what is being told by Srila Prabhupada. Associate with great devotees and your life will be successful. So here is the opportunity. Every day he is posting, please join the call. His Grace Lilananda Prabhuji and so many other preachers in this group are inviting so many of you for different services. They are not expecting anything in return. They don't want any sense gratification from this. They are compassionate to help us out. It's up to us whether we should take it or leave it. So please be very careful. While Krishna is providing us this opportunity, are we utilizing it or are we ignoring it? अरे चलता है, आज एक दिन ज्वाइन किया नहीं तो क्या होता है, सर्विस है ना, बहुत लोग हैं, मैं नहीं जाऊंगा तो क्या होगा? No, you have to be enthusiastic. When they are extending themselves to help you out, if you don't help yourself by associating with them, how can you achieve the goal of life? So what Narad Muni is trying to tell here is right in front of you. I know you all associate so much and you all attend so many satsangs, help each other, help serve other preachers, you preach yourself. But in general, we should be very careful and we should be very consistent. It's not one day's effort, 1 week's effort, 1 month's effort, or 1 year's effort. We should be consistently doing our services and associating with these great devotees. So what will happen? Slowly, your material desires of sense gratification will go down. And when that happens, Krishna conscious crop will grow in your heart and you can become Krishna conscious. That is the secret. Just associate with great devotees. Don't leave them. Just grab. Lilananda Prabhuji tells, dhoti pakad lene ka, pair pakad lene ka. Don't leave. Don't leave this satsang. Just stick to it and consistently serve, engage, and slowly you will see yourself improve. And you will certainly achieve the goal of life. And in this regard, His Grace Krishnanand Prabhu tells about how if there is a train which will arrive at 4:30 a.m. and if you don't reach the station and catch the train is going to leave. It is not going to wait for, oh, okay, Iyer is going to come, so I am going to wait till 5:10. No, that is not going to happen. In the similar way, he tells, Krishna every day is waiting. Krishna himself is waiting for you every day morning, Brahma Muhurta. It's up to you whether you can go to him, pray, or you can sleep for 1 more hour. It's up to you, Prabhujis and Matajis. As the train is not going to wait, the time is not going to wait. Every day and night is passing, your age is passing, you are going to grow old. And Krishna every day waits for you. Get up at 4:30, do Mangalarti, do chanting, complete your sadhana. And His Grace Anandanand Prabhuji focuses on this point very much, because that is the instruction His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj has personally given him, that keep your sadhana very strict. Complete your 16 rounds before going to office. Stick to the standard. And he accepts that in his life. He's retired now, almost retired. And in his life, he has just missed 3 times going to office without completing 16 rounds, which he did afterwards, after coming back in a very emergency situation. Prabhuji and Mataji, just 3 times in his life. Can we remember how many times we skipped doing our 16 rounds and going to office? It could be uncountable, at least for me. So what are we proving to Krishna? I'm not serious. I'm not consistent. What our acharyas have shown us is consistency in Krishna consciousness. And this strict sadhana is going to help you in this grihasthashram. And His Grace Anandanand Prabhuji mentions 5 points that Maharaj has told is very important for each one of us. What are those 5? 1, don't live association of devotees. The point which Narad Muni is explaining here, the same point Maharaj has instructed. At no cost, don't live any association of a devotee. Second, associate with hardcore, sincere, surrendered devotees of the Lord. Prabhuji and Mataji, this is very important. Associate with the sincere devotee so that you can get that inspiration, you can reveal your heart, you can share the problems, and you can come out of your situation. Associate with such hardcore devotees of the Lord who are so much consistent and up to the standards. And looking at them, gain the inspiration and start following them. Third, do not do any aparadh, because that in turn will elongate the distance between Krishna and us. So don't do any aparadh. 4th point, Krishna should be first priority in our life. Is checking your email first priority, or taking the bead bag and chanting first priority of my life? I can ask myself. Sometimes I also fall victim to this. I want to check what is going around. What is there in Google News? What happened to Ukraine war? How is it going to help me? Or how am I going to help him? Nothing. But still, my mind says, hey, just look into it. Are we putting Krishna as the first priority? Krishna is waiting for us. He's waiting to hear our Maha Mantra. Are we chanting it, or are we engaging in material world? It's up to us. And the 5th point, most important, is thorough consistency in Krishna consciousness. It's not just you just do one day 16 rounds, the other day just 2 rounds. No, Prabhujis and Matajis. We have to make sure we are doing our 16 rounds before starting our work. We should perform Mangalarti. We should circumambulate Tulsi Maharani, offer water. That is the process Srila Prabhupada has given us. And we should do it with consistency. And that's when improvement can happen. In this regard, one example Prabhuji gives is, if you take a ball, a cricket ball, and throw it up into the air, will it stay in the air? No. It will fall down. In the similar way, if we just do bhakti only for a day and then we fall down, that is not good. What needs is a continuous push. If you're continuously keeping some energy to keep that ball up, just like an aeroplane, which needs fuel to fly. His Grace Loesh Prabhuji is here. He makes aeroplanes fly. So there needs fuel to fly the aeroplane. and to maintain that consistency. Similarly, what is the fuel for us? It's the association of great devotees. And taking that association as a fuel, we should try to maintain it. If not, what will happen? If you don't come into the association of devotees, you tend to fall down, because Maya is so powerful. If you throw a ball and if you don't give enough energy to keep it into the air, it is going to fall down. Similarly, we all are going to fall down. So we have to be very careful. We have to be careful that Maya is so powerful and we can tend to fall down. So we need that continuous inspiration, energy from great devotees. So consistently we should engage in their loving service, take instructions from them, associate with them, and in that way we can maintain our consistency also. If someone is chanting very seriously, very sincerely, with full attention, sitting at one place, completely erect, don't you all feel inspired by him? If you sit with him, you can also complete your 16 rounds very easily. So that is the power of association. And His Grace Krishna and Prabhu tells, Ye yathamam prapadyante. So Krishna reciprocates as you reciprocate with him. So if Krishna is giving you a pay rise, you should also increase your chanting. Isn't it a very good deal? Every year you expect some hike in your company, 8 to 10, 15, 60%. Why don't we proportionately increase our rounds of chanting? Srila Prabhupada never wanted the maximum to be 16 rounds. He earlier gave the instruction for 64 rounds. Then he reduced to 32. Then he reduced to 16, not less than 16. That means his desire was all of us should chant more and more. Why not? When our pay scales are rising, our material attachments are rising, what is the only hope? The only hope to rescue us is this holy name. Why don't we increase our chanting? We should understand, as our expenses are increasing, as our packages are increasing, our bondage in this material world is increasing, and it is going to increase. To come out of it, we should increase our chanting accordingly. Another analogy, ye yathamam prapadyante, as your age is growing, increase your chanting. If you are 30 years, you should be chanting minimum 20 rounds, is what Prabhuji told. I am 30 now, I am still struggling. 16 rounds, bas ho gaya, aaj ka ho gaya. Why not 20 rounds? Why not that extra half an hour, 1 hour I can spend on chanting? That is the contamination. But if we are in association of great devotees who come together, who chant, His Grace Giriraj Prabhuji organizes daily chanting. We should try to join. We should not miss them. And with that, with their association, we can come out of this miserable situation. Prabhujis and Matajis, does any one of you think you can enjoy in this material world? Either you will be taken away or the thing which you are trying to enjoy will be taken away from you. Very soon, not very far, but very soon in this life. If you accumulate more wealth, the wealth will be taken away by your family members, by the society, by the government, or you will be taken away and the bank balance will remain as is. What is the use? Instead, engage in loving service of the Lord, and that can help us. And the reason I took this verse is because recently His Grace Balgovind Prabhuji explained us these concepts, and that is the power of association. When we try to associate with such great devotees, we learn from them. How from the air would I know, okay, in this canto, in this section, Prabhupada is telling all this. He told it and I liked it. How was it possible? Only because we try to associate with such great devotees. So Rojis and Matajis, if there is any chance for you to associate in any way, in slightest of the manner, do associate. Don't miss the opportunity. Okay. And one last point is that His Grace Balgoin Prabhuji mentioned, and it's a very famous example when a disciple came to a guru and told, I want to advance in my spiritual practice. So the guru told, okay, you do one thing, you raise your one arm, you raise your another arm, you raise your one leg and raise another leg. And then the devotee said, it's not possible. I will fall down. And then the same guru took him near a tree and told him, raise your one hand, raise another hand, catch the branch of the tree. Now lift one leg and lift another leg. Is anyone trying that in the call? Okay. If we go to VSK, we can try it. And then when you lift both your legs, you are able to lift it. How? Because you have got that higher power. You are catching hold of something higher. In the similar way, Prabhujis and Matajis, it is very important that we catch hold of great devotees who are like that higher power. And with that, we can give up our lower tendencies of enjoying, watching movies, engaging in all different sense gratification activities. That is only possible only if we take up the support of that higher power, associating with great devotees. So with that, I would like to end here, as many of them also has shloka test. So if there is any questions, comments, feedback, realization, and Prabhujis and Matajis, don't think I am doing all that, okay? I am struggling a lot and I want all your prayers and blessings so that I can improve. I can associate more with great devotees and improve my life. I am in a fallen state, in a deep dark well myself. I just hope that whatever I am trying to speak, I myself can follow. Please don't think that I am up to that level, okay? I need all your blessings and prayers. Please pray for me so that someday I can associate with great devotees to full extent and come out of this material world of sense gratification and give up all the sense gratification and engage in loving service of the Lord. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mahalingam Iyer Prabhuji. As you said, we are all in the well, but you are the torch. You got the torch, Prabhuji, so you can show us the way.
You are the torch, Prabhuji.
No.
By hosting these sessions, you are giving us the torch.
No, Prabhuji, no. So you have got so much enthusiastic way of listening to so many great souls like Anand Prabhu and Maharaj, and you explain it so well. And I feel ashamed whenever I see your class. And sincerely, you do your sadhana and Mangalarti so nicely. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for reminding us all about how important it is. And then I really like the analogy where you said every day morning Krishna is coming and waiting, and we're all sleeping. Actually, I am sleeping, not we're all. I think you're all being chanting, nicely chanting, and that makes me feel very uncomfortable. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the reminders, Prabhuji.
And the train is not going to wait. The train will go on, leaving us.
Thank you for the valuable session and all the information that you gave.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you are making me envious.
Envious?
Why did I not come at your age? I'm now regretting. I crossed with the 45 and then I'm still regretting that. Oh, why did I not come at at early age? So thank you so much, Prabhuji. The way you're teaching and at this age. I just want one question. I just want your personal, at your age, what are the challenges you are facing in continuing, what you are doing right now? How you are able to cope up? Because you have a very small baby and just recently got married, and So how you are managing all this?
It's not recently, Prabhuji. It's been quite a while that I got married. And of course, with a small kid, it's little difficult. But I will tell you a recent thought that came to my mind and how association helped me. Due to my own contamination, and I'll accept it boldly in this group so that you all will pray for me. I know that I had a thought to watch a movie. It's been so many years that I'm not watching any movie. So my anartha popped up saying, hey, maybe you should watch some movie. You should relax a little bit. Tu bahut seva kar raha hai, tu thoda movie dekh le. That's what my mind told me. And I thought Friday evening is the right time when I will watch the movie. I'll finish my work. I'll watch a movie. And then Saturday I can get up little late. Chalta hai, thoda late chanting kar lenge. You know, Prabhuji and Mataji, what happened to me? My schedule was tightly screwed, packed up by Prabhuji. Right from early in the morning. And I have to wake up at 3 so that I complete my rounds and do the entire schedule. So Mangalarti, Srimad Bhagavatam class, then Shloka test, then Hanuman temple, and then My Home Jewel program. It's fully packed. I cannot miss anything. So what has happened to my tendency of watching a movie? It took a backseat. If I alone would have been fighting with that tendency of watching a movie, after watching that movie, I would have regretted, oh, what a bad thing I did. I didn't wake up early in the morning in Brahma Muhurta and did anything fruitful for today. My day is lost. But what had association done to me? His Grace Lilananda Prabhuji, His Grace Praveen Prabhuji, Balgovind Prabhuji, all these great Vaishnavas, knowingly or unknowingly, they have pulled me out of this tendency. I don't have to fight myself. They are fighting against my mind. And this I realized after today morning when I got up. I never even thought that Friday evening I'll watch a movie. My mind automatically calmed down. That is only because of such association. And this is one such example. And yeah, I am also struggling with the kid. I want to give her enough time. I don't want her to be deprived of that. And at the same time, I don't want to lose my sadhana. So I try to wake up little early before she wakes up, try to do as many rounds as possible. And of course, many a times it's not possible for me to complete all 16 rounds by the time she wakes up. So I sometimes took her to most of the times I take her to garden where she plays and I continue chanting. But at least my goal, and with all your blessings it can happen, is to complete 16 rounds before she gets up. That's what I feel I should be doing, and I am not to that level. So I need all your blessings. So this is one of the ways. And of course, whenever you have any opportunity, slightest opportunity, you just throw yourself in that association. Lilananda Prabhuji is arranging a call, just throw yourself into that call. Praveen Prabhuji is asking for something, just throw yourself into that. When you throw yourself, because your mind will tell 10 different things, don't do, oh, you don't have time, or so many constraints. But we cannot fight with our mind. We are not so powerful. We are not so intelligent. So we have to throw ourselves. Just throw in front of them and they will take care. That's what I would tell. I don't know if I answered, and other great Vaishnavas, please, you can add or correct me.
Excellent class, Prabhuji.
Amazing class, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's not my class, it's class given by great souls. I'm just acting to be repeating those words.
Hare Krishna, Mahalingam Iyer Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. So as you are keeping the flights flying on up in the air, please help us.
You open our eyes, Graha Medi Grahastha Pape. Prabhuji, but when we do service, like you told your schedule for today, how the devotee association help you and you have got set up packed schedule. But when we do this thing for continuously some days, then again my mind will say, no, it's too much. Now it's to take a break.
So that's where, Prabhuji, if we think that and if we try to fight with our own mind, it, at least for me, it's little difficult, very difficult to fight with my mind. So just
You
throw
can-
yourself in front of those devotees.
You fight with your mind. I give up before even fighting. I don't know how to do that.
Very difficult, Prabhuji. And most of the time, 99% of the time when we try to fight, it's a lose for us and the mind will win. So it's better to throw ourselves in their association. So they take care. They compassionate and they will take care of us. Even if you consistently do such things, Prabhuji, I believe that from their heart, they are going to bless us. Really? Their blessings, Paramatma is going to hear their prayers. If you serve Lilananda Prabhuji from your heart, in many situations you serve him. Don't you think Lilananda Prabhuji might have thought for you? He might have thought. And Radha, Shri Radha Gopi Vallabh at his home, when he thinks of you, is surely blessing you. So when you have Krishna's blessing, how come your mind is so powerful in front of Krishna? No, that is not correct. So somewhere or the other, things is going to change. Maybe we may not know, and Krishna may make us fail in front of our mind so that we become humble. But ultimately, if we keep on serving, things are going to change. Agar Prabhuji, if you are fighting with your mind and suppose you win, you are able to control your sense urge, and your mind says, "Arey, tune mere ko hara diya? What a great devotee you are!" And immediately we will be proud. So Krishna keeps us in our humble state of mind, but he will never make us fall down, Prabhuji. That's my opinion.
तो ये लगे रहो हैं, टिके रहो.
Lage raho.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you
Dandavat.
for inspirational class, Prabhuji. So one question, Prabhuji. Actually, I am also like, so every day I wanted to wake up early. I wanted to complete the 16 rounds before 9 o'clock. So, but because of my mindset, right? So actually, I wanted to sleep. Like I want to maintain at least for 6 hours. Means I will sleep at minimum 6 hours, maximum 6 hours only. Means so if I will sleep little late, right? My mind will say that you didn't sleep at a proper time. You cannot wake up at 4:30. I wanted to wake up at 4:30, Prabhuji. So I wanted to complete before 9 a.m. my 16 rounds. So, but due to that, sometimes because of the work or something like that, so I won't sleep properly in the night. Like correct time. So that because of that, I won't wake up. Today also it's happened same thing, Prabhuji. So I wanted to I keep alarm at 4:30, but I didn't get proper sleep. So I wake up at 5:30 today. So my rounds are like that only. I didn't attend Mangalarti today also. And actually, we're normally attending Mangalarti in Sripati Prabhuji home every day. So I missed that. So means is it correct? Whatever I'm doing that I want to sleep at 6 hours, minimum 6 hours. Is that correct, or I need to at least so whatever it is, I need to wake up at 4:30 and I need to complete my like chanting or Mangalarti like that. And one more thing, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, let's deal with this one question. Okay. What I have heard, I'll tell you. Okay. Bhakti means taking care of everything. It includes your body also. So if your body needs 6 hours of sleep, I also do that. I take 6 hours of sleep. No matter what, I'll take that 6 hours. If I don't take, I'll get headache, I'll get irritated. So all those things will come to me. I know. So I will mandatorily take 6 hours of sleep. Suppose we should try to sleep early, 9:30, 10, 10:30. But in some case, if we are unable to sleep due to some reason, and this should not be our habit, what is that which is taking our time, which is causing our day to be elongated, we should check and we should rectify it. But still, in some cases, if there is a production release and if you are unable to do it on time, it gets elongated, you are sleeping late. And if you are in those cases, if you are going to wake up little late, that is okay. And coming to the point where your mind is fighting with you, saying your 6 hours quota is not completed, so please complete your quota. Radheshyam Prabhuji gives a couple of examples or suggestions to at least us who are like this, conditioned souls. He says, number one, tell your mind that you will sleep after some time. Let me wake up at this Brahma Muhurta, because this Brahma Muhurta is not going to come again. So let me wake up, let me complete my chanting, attend Mangal Aarti, and then after doing all that, maybe I'll take my breakfast and take a short nap, or in the afternoon, I'll take a short nap, power nap, right? In that way, if you cheat your mind, and you can take, okay, you can really take a power nap if it is needed, but cheat your mind at that point saying, this Brahma Muhurta, cheat means it's the truth. This Brahma Muhurta is not going to come anytime in the day later. So let me wake up, let me complete, and afterwards I'll take whatever sleep you want. Even tell your mind, you are expecting 1 hour of sleep now, I'll give you 2 hours of sleep later, but allow me to wake up now. Like that, you tell your mind. That is one point. Second point, keep your alarm far away so that you cannot snooze it. That is second suggestion he gave. Third.
Yeah, I do like that only, Prabhuji, because I keep so much, because I don't keep height of my.
And on that, you write your text that, hey, mind, I will give you 2 hours of bonus sleep later. Let me wake up and chant at this Brahma Muhurta. Keep that text in the alarm text, so that whenever you see the alarm, you don't see the time and your mind don't complain. Instead, you will see that I am going to give you bonus sleep 2 hours after some time. So please let me chant now. Okay. And one more point, Prabhuji, I don't know who mentioned, I don't remember, but I remember hearing it. Drink a lot of water in the night, so that early in the morning you will have to go to washroom, and in that way you can fresh up. Deliberately put some water on your face and you can wake up. So that is another option, which is also good. Drink hot milk in the night and more water, so that you can wake up early. Yes, second question, Prabhuji.
Yeah, one more thing, Prabhuji. Actually, by comparing with you, means I just, because you do a lot of service in all the days, most of the days, but how you manage your work, and because we are almost the same age, Prabhuji, we are, means like that, means I compare whenever with, in Satsang, I never compare with anybody, Prabhuji. I just compare with you only. Always, most of the times. You do a lot of service, Prabhuji. So then how you manage your professional work and the service? This spiritual.
I am a pakka cheater, Prabhuji.
No.
I act very well. So you all might be feeling that, oh, what a good class he's giving. He might be following all that. No. I am a down person, and I sincerely need all your prayers and blessings. How I manage my work, surely it's Krishna's blessing that some amount of mercy is flowing through him. Second point I would like to say is, this is what Radheshyam Prabhuji always tells. Manage your life. Manage your life in such a way that if there is something more popping up in your career, you are ready to say no if that is really harmful for your Krishna consciousness. You are okay with whatever you have. But if it is really a need for you to sustain, do it. No problem. That is my agenda. If suppose I have, I'm given an agenda that you should interview candidates, I will not take more than 1 or maximum 2 candidates in a day. I'm not going to say, hey, give me a schedule of 3 or 5 candidates in which my 2-3 hours are going to go and my project work is going to stay pending, and I may have to slog at night. I'll never do that. I'll tell my manager, I can take, with this amount of work, I can take hardly 1 or 2 interviews. I'll tell them upfront, because that is what the truth is. And sometimes our work deserves us to show our commitment, to show our sincerity. We have to slog sometimes, but that sometimes should not become a habit. Correct? So in that way, we should learn to say no when it comes to Krishna consciousness. If it is hurting your Krishna consciousness, you can say no. Anandarandan Prabhuji gives a very solid example. He says, Jada se jada kya hoga? You will be thrown off your job. think about the worst case situation. We don't want that to happen. We are not saying that will happen, but just keep it in your mind so that your mind becomes calm. Because your mind pokes, oh, if you don't take or these 5 interviews, maybe people will feel that you are not doing enough. And that's why your mind might be poking it. To calm down your mind, he tells, zyada kya hoga? They will throw you off from your company. You can take any cheap job of 5,000 rupees. Go to Vrindavan and live happily. Serve in the temple, chant your rounds, engage in Krishna's service, and do that small job of 5,000 rupees. We can be really happy. That's what he tells. And when you give this baseline to your mind, saying, "Kam se kam mein bhi I can live very happily," then your mind will not poke you always. Are, if you don't do this, maybe. If you don't do this, maybe. So all that anxiety will come down. So that is what he tells. Okay, when we have that worst case condition settled in our mind, even in worst case, sab phek denge, no one is going to accept us. I'll go to VSK, serve the cows, and stay happily. Right? We can do that. So when we keep our mind at that level of consciousness, simple living and high thinking and engaging in Krishna's service, surely our mind will not focus. With that less anxiety, we can plan well what I can do and what time and how much. You should be proactive, little proactive to do this. I know you all are great developers and very good at your career. You all don't need this suggestion. Actually, it is for myself that I'm telling this. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Right.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pram, Prabhuji, all goes to Prabhupada. You always humble us, Prabhuji. That one thing I can tell you.
I'm a pakka cheater, Prabhuji. I'm an actor.
No, really, Prabhuji. I mean, looking at you, see what Prahlad can do at 5 years, even if I'm at 5 years, I can't do. In the same way, what you can do at your age, even if I go back to your age, I can't do. I'm sincerely admitting that.
You can't do what I might be doing. You can do far more than what I do.
No,
Yes,
really. I know, Prabhuji. I know that. No, one of the amazing qualities that you have is I should not actually. Guru Maharaj says you should not praise people in front of them, in front of everyone, but still I can't stop myself because he's such a sweet devotee.
Don't do it, Prabhuji.
No. Prabhuji, sincerity is very, very important, and that you have it. That's a blessing of Krishna. You're very sincere, and whatever you're doing, you might be struggling, but you're so inspiring and so sincere. And I'd like to add a couple. Is that okay, Prabhuji?
Please, Prabhuji.
No, just because the topic is like that. You dealt with Grahasthas. 1 second. Prabhu, can you add me to the pan along with Praveen Prabhu? Can you add me to the pan with Prabhuji?
Prabhuji, I am not the host here.
Prabhuji, what do you want, Prabhuji?
Just add pin. Just say add pin.
Oh, pin. Oh, okay. Spotlight me. Pin. Okay.
Yeah, or add pin. Both can be seen. No, both can be seen. Me and Prabhuji.
Oh, 1 second.
You have to do that to Mahalingam Iyer Prabhu. No. He's running the class. I'm not. I'm just trying to add few points.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Did he do something?
I did, Prabhu, so I don't know. Or maybe I have to remove spotlight from him. 1 second. No, I did both of you.
Okay. That's fine. It's okay. Yeah. So, so Prabhuji is, Grahastha ashram is very challenging, no doubt about it. Prabhuji has very nicely told all of us that we all have to follow the Grahastha ashram and serve Srila Prabhupada. But in the path of serving, we need guidance. Like Prabhuji beautifully told, the example of holding the branch. That was very nice. I learned it today and I'll also repeat it wherever I go. So while you're holding that branch, it's very important that we get two kinds of association. This I heard from a very senior devotee. One is from grahasthas, another is from brahmacharis. Right? It's a misconception also sometimes that people speak that grahasthas need only grahastha counselors. No, grahastha need grahastha counselor also, and they also need a brahmachari, if not a counselor, a very strong guide. Very important. Because what happens, every grahastha's life is not in his control. For example, the brahmachari might tell, okay, I'm going to class to temple. I'm going to temple to give a class, right? And he'll straight away go to the temple, give the class and come back. That's a brahmachari will do. But when a grahastha says, I'm going to the temple to give class, his wife will tell, on the way, get some rice back. Or go to, your son's school and pay the remaining fees, right? Or get these medicines for your father. Or your boss might call and tell, attend the conference call. It's a burning issue, right? So grahastha life is horribly complicated, especially in Kali Yuga. Actually practicing grahastha life, chanting 16 rounds and serving Prabhupada is, unless we have some special mercy of Prabhupada and parampara, we can't do this. And if somebody is trying to do it, it's only because of the blessings he is getting from the seniors. So having a grahastha counselor is good, but sometimes what happens, the grahastha, I'm not telling all grahastha counselors, but some, they try to compromise a little, and they compromise a little to accommodate us. It's not a wrong thing they are doing. To accommodate us, to encourage us, they compromise a little, saying that okay, it's okay to get up at 6, at least get up at 6, or at least get up at 7. I know you're sleeping at 12, your shift is till 12, so at least get up at 7, or at least get up at 8, or whenever you get up, do your rounds, or do it properly. And it's okay to go out, for children you go out, for family you go out, once in a while you can. So there are exceptions, right? These exceptions come. Why they are doing it is only to keep you in Krishna consciousness. Because too many, if they tell no, you might run away. So they are doing what they are doing. They are supposed to do that, and they're doing it. But that should not be taken as a license to add exception 1, exception 2, exception 3, and become exceptionally away from Krishna, right? In all respects. That's very dangerous. So that is the reason we should have a brahmachari counselor, because brahmachari is what they do, or they're supposed to do, and they're doing, is they uncompromisingly present the spiritual principles. Every time you meet them, they uncompromisingly present it, saying 16 rounds have to be done. Subha Brahma Muhurta it have to be done. You have to read Bhagavatam every day. You have to associate with devotees every single day. You have to take your spiritual life very seriously. You have to maintain your distance from opposite sex. You have to be respectful in your dealings. So the principles, they don't compromise. They're not supposed to compromise. Their ashram is so difficult to. It's not easy to be a brahmachari in Kali Yuga. So when a grahastha keeps hearing from a brahmachari or a sannyasi, it gives him that spine, that spine to hold on to the principles. Just grahastha association is not good enough. We all have to hear lectures from brahmacharis also, and that is the reason I try to take maximum association of Radhesham Prabhu, at least by Vani, wherever is going, hear his lecture, or my own Guru Maharaj, as well as Radhanath Swami Maharaj, or other great sannyasis, whenever I get time. It's very important to hear from sannyasis. Remember that, grahastha lectures might be very fitting and familiar for all of us, but hearing from sannyasis is also very important. That they are holding the fort of ISKCON, right? They are reiterating the principles that ISKCON stands for, that Vaishnava Sampradaya stands for, and they are guiding us how to follow that also, and they are initiating us, right? So we have to, whichever guru we choose, whether it is Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, or Radhanath Maharaj, or Loknath Maharaj, we have to be very, very. It is part of our sadhana as a grahastha to hear your guru also, aspiring guru or current guru. At least some lecture in a week You sit down and rapt attention, you should hear your Guru. Because message from Krishna comes from your Diksha Guru also, right? To be Diksha Guru or already a Diksha Guru, doesn't matter. And hearing from Prabhupada also is very important, right? At least some time in a week. I'm telling this to myself. I used to hear Prabhupada. These days I'm not hearing. And I can really feel the vacuum. Prabhupada lecture is different. The way he puts the point forward and the way he pierces the heart is different. So we have to hear that founder Acharya, he has to be a founder Acharya in our heart, right? So we have to hear. So Grahastha association is good. Brahmacharya association also important. Sannyasa association also important. Don't take it easy on that. And another thing, Prabhuji and Mataji, is that we all have weaknesses. We all have weaknesses. And our mind is going to play with us. We will fall for that weaknesses. It's possible, very much possible. One relevant question you can ask any ISKCON devotee without hesitation, and he will agree, is how is Maya troubling you today? He'll never say, no, bro, Maya is not troubling. He'll never say that. Every ISKCON devotee is going through a new struggle every single morning till night. Right? Some senses, one of the 5 senses is killing him. Right? Either to see, either to smell, either to eat, either to procreate, either to, I don't know. Something is troubling him. So if your sense is troubling you, you're going through a struggle. 2 things people should not do, and I see that they do that. Is number 1, they do it publicly. Number 2, they try to legalize it. Don't do that. Right? Let me explain what is it. Publicly and legalizing it. You want to eat out. You don't have to take people with you. You're struggling at your point. I'm just telling this in a very close forum that you're struggling. Okay. You're not able to control. Yes, that is a weak point, weak time. Don't take people with you. Because by taking people with you, you legalize it. You're trying to tell people that, this is also okay. Let us all go. तू डूब रहा है, लोगों को लेके डूब रहा है कि नहीं? Right? Yes, for in Grahastha life, family life, sometimes we do some things. I'm not saying they're right. But when you do it, you don't have to tell people, don't have to publicize it, and don't have to legalize it, saying this is okay. Be very careful with such devotees, is my suggestion to you in our satsang. It will be there. This Kali Yuga, 90% will be like that only. Right? Be very careful with such devotees. Don't try to take their association beyond a point. Be very choosy in your association. See, ultimately, Krishna has given you eyes. Krishna has given you ears. You have to see, no matter how exemplifyingly the devotee speaks, no matter how exemplifying the devotee behaves, but if the devotee is doing something which is not supported by the 4 regulative principles, or is a compromise of 4 regulative principles, or is a compromise of spiritual life, and he is trying to legalize it, and he is trying to generalize it, be very careful with such devotees. Right? Yeah, you might see a devotee on Tang Bund eating Golgappa. Right? He didn't call you. He didn't call you. Neither is he taking devotees there. It's okay. It's his weak time. Something, whatever is going through. Grahastha goes through a lot of things. I'm not legalizing it. But it's a personal struggle he's going through. Let him figure it out. If he comes and talks to you, or you give your good association and help him out. That's the role you can play. But you don't have to go and tell 10 people about it. And you don't have to follow him. Right? But there are devotees who try to do that. They try to bring their material tendencies back into spiritual life and legalize it or generalize it. And our spiritual life gets completely messed up, badly messed up. Right? So even within the satsang, satsang is like a garden. garden with beautiful flowers, right? Beautiful plants and flowers. Every flower has a different fragrance. And all the flowers are to offer to Krishna only. That is the beauty of satsang, right? Choose the fragrance and enliven yourself and encourage yourself to go to Krishna. But if there is a thorny bush in between, right, that is also part of satsang. Be careful while you maneuver around it, right? Be careful and be choosy, be very picky, and be smart. Be smart. How you want to. Everybody is struggling. Just because the thorny bush doesn't mean that we'll not help the devotee or we don't. The devotee is in a difficult situation. We should try to help him. But if the person is trying to legalize and publicize what he's doing and telling the whole group that this also is good, be very careful with that. Pray for the devotee. Try to give your association to the devotee. And only if the devotee has that relationship with you, you can even discuss with him. But this is the problem with grahasthas. As general, I'm telling you, the problem this is there with grahastha ashram. In brahmacharya ashram, you will not see this. Of course, there might be some exceptions, but grahastha ashram, because we go through so many things, there are chances that we start convincing our false ego that in the given situation, I am practicing grahastha life very nicely. That's false ego only, right? You're just telling you, Krishna, I think everybody doesn't know, but in my situation, I think this is the best I'm doing. That is false ego. Right? But somebody else will, if you are open enough, somebody else will come and tell you what all places you are fumbling and what all places you have to improve. You should maybe you can ask also. Once in a while, you can sit with the senior and ask. And I was talking to my wife, while the Bhagavatam class was going on, that we should restart our marathon chantings. We have completely stopped it I think more than 3 years plus. We used to chant 64 rounds, 108 rounds. Of course, we are doing service. Service is very important. Prabhupada also told, okay, you should chant 108, but where is the service? Service is also important. So I'm proposing, like first Saturday of the week, keep everything aside, morning till afternoon, finish your 64 rounds, right? And I'm proposing my house, my little house will be blessed to host all of you. I'll send the invite, everybody come. First Saturday of the month, we all will come. Chanting starts at 5 o'clock. You can come. We'll no other thing except chanting, right? 5 o'clock, we'll put a schedule, 5 to 8:30, first, whatever, and there is breakfast, you can have breakfast. And then 8:30 to until you finish, there is lunch, have your lunch, disperse by 2. Right? 5 to 2 is something like what? 9 hours. 9 hours, you can easily finish your 64 rounds. Right? 2 hours per 16 into 4, 8 hours. 9 hours, you can easily finish your 16. So first Saturday of the month, let's do it. It's very much doable. That way, what will happen by chanting the 64 rounds, and I'll not keep online. I'm making it very clear. I want to kill the online disease. Sometime I know we are all doing online right now. It's good, but let's do it in person. Let's do it in person. Or if you're coming online, you have to on your video during the chanting time. That is what even Anand Vrindavan Prabhu has insisted. If you want to come online, on your video. Otherwise, don't be online. At least for the 64 round session, if you are coming, on your video and stay. Right? And we'll do every first Saturday of the month. So I think we already are almost at the end of the month. So when is the first Saturday of the month?
Next week, Prabhu.
Second, Ugadi.
Next week, Prabhu.
Yeah. Next week, right? It's Ugadi.
Ugadi.
I would not disturb the Ugadi thing. Maybe we'll do second Saturday of the month. For next month, we'll do the second Saturday of the month because it's a festival. We'll schedule it according to the situation in which everybody is. But please come in person. If you can't come at 5 o'clock, come at 5:30, come at 6. You still have opportunity to finish by 2, right? And 2 o'clock we'll disperse, because there will be several family obligations, but take this seriously. Take this seriously. Just come, sit and chant. That's all. No prajalpa, no discussion, no nothing, right? There'll be prasadam kept. Go, take yourself, have it, then continue. That focus. 64 rounds have to finish. Once in a month, 64 rounds will finish it. What do you all feel, Prabhu? Is it doable?
Haribol!
Haribol, Prabhu.
Haribol.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Let's do it. We used to do this, but we completely stopped it. First, I thought we'll do it in VSK, but VSK is too far. At least for the morning program, it is too far.
Prabhuji, we can rotate the house also. It need not be your house every time.
Yeah. Of course. Of course, we can rotate the house. Yeah. And one more thing that I wanted to officially tell again, because some devotees were not there last time we spoke, is we have started maintaining a fund for our satsang. And we assigned that responsibility to Sri Gopal Prabhu. 1,500 rupees per month per family. Please start contributing that in the first week of the month. What you give for festivals is something for the festival, but we'll try to maintain this fund so that we can use that fund for multiple purposes to grow our satsang, which includes ordering prasadam or buying certain things which will ease our satsang responsibilities, or contributing to a preaching center. Like, for example, we are trying to create Hanuman temple near my home avatar into a very good venue where we can do a lot of big programs. So we will also try to see how we can all develop that place also. They're trying to put a big shed. Maybe if the shed is done, we can accommodate more than 300 people doing festivals in that without any cost, right? So if we need an inverter for that, if we need some amenities for that, we will accordingly decide and spend it. But I request humbly that please, as a whole satsang, let us have the only reason is we don't want the burden to fall on a single family. No single family should take the burden. So and Krishna is giving us enough, most of us, right? Let's try to give some part without hesitating, because Krishna will not see how much you're giving. Krishna will see how much you're keeping. And we all grahasthas should not get attached to money. That's one of the biggest challenge we have. Apart from what I told, choosing the right grahasthas is very important. So choose the right grahasthas, Prabhuji, in your life. And if a grahastha is struggling, including me, please come and talk to me, clarify and help, right? Rather than comment, judge, or what is it, to prajalpa. Right. So that's all, Prabhuji. Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your wonderful class today. You reiterated so many things, and you brought the association of so many great devotees, including Anandandan Prabhu and Radhesham Prabhu, and so many sannyasi Maharajas you quoted. So when you quote them, their association comes into our satsang, and it's as good as we are hearing from them. So thank you very much.
Thank you. You brought the essence of all the points, Prabhuji, what Maharaj was speaking. He told in New Vrindavan, I don't know how was it, but Maharaj was telling that there was a staunch group of brahmacharis, and there was a strong group of grahasthas. And the grahasthas used to look forward to those brahmacharis and say, oh, they are full-time engaged. How they are serving Lord Krishna, and I am so much fallen. And they used to derive so much inspiration, and they used to do so much. And brahmacharis used to derive inspiration from grahasthas, saying, oh, they are earning, they are doing all this, and they are still maintaining their family. How dedicated they are. And they used to do more. In this way, both used to grow in the satsang. So you brought that very important point of taking or counsel, having the grahastha counselor as well as brahmachari counselor taking guidance. Very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you.
I'll show you something. 1 second. Can you allow me to share screen?
Yes, Prabhuji. Brian, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, you are a co-host and the share screen is already allowed.
Oh, okay. Great. Just I'll take 5 minutes, not more than that. This is a presentation I had prepared for Radhesham Prabhu as part of. Yeah, can you hear me? Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Can
Prabhu.
hear
We
you.
can all hear you.
Yeah, so you can see this is called gloss. Grahastha leaders for outreach spiritual satsang.
You want to
And-
record this, Prabhuji?
Yeah, there's no
Okay.
problem. There's
Okay.
no problem. Yeah. There's nothing wrong in it. Yeah. So, this is a long topic, but some other day. But I just wanted to tell all of you and show all of you how minuscule we are in what we are doing. Right? How we'll humble ourselves by getting into this group. So I coordinate this group. I should not be part of this group, but somehow Prabhuji made me a coordinator for this. Like arrange, call people and all. Right? So it has more than 25 to 30 grahasthas around the world, and how they are serving their respective gurus, Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, Bhakti Raghav Maharaj, right, Radhanath Maharaj, so and so forth, Jayapataka Maharaj. So irrespective of which guru they are initiated with, how they are nicely serving, and this group is exemplifyingly increasing. And Prabhuji, Radhesham Prabhu, he deals with the most sensitive topics. He guides this group, and this group is about people who are inspiring new people to join, right? So anyway, we can talk a lot. There is so much to say. What is the vision? What are the objectives? Procedure. Radhesha Prabhu, right? Everything has to be spot on. So participating families, just see these families, and just wanted to show you. This is Anand Balram Prabhu, right? And his good wife Vimala Gopi Devidasi Mataji, and their children from Pune. You see their services, and I want to invite all of them once to our satsang to show what they are doing. It's unbelievable, preaching, conducting sessions, like conducting sessions and whatnot, right? Center maintaining, book distribution. Look at this, Prabhuji, is Balram Dulal Prabhu, right? Vishakha Kripa Devi Das Mataji, and they have teenage children who are already married, very highly qualified, and they are running Bhagavad Gita classes and sessions, right? On Thursday, Friday, Sunday, conducting seminars, BGs, and service to the temple. Prabhuji is a pujari in the temple, right? And this is Vimal Prabhu. He's in Hyderabad. Actually, this week he is presenting. So every month we have one devotee presenting what he's doing to everybody else. And Prabhuji also, and we all ask questions and take ideas what they're doing, right? And this is Rupa Vilas Das Prabhu and Punyavati Devidasi Mataji. They are yet to present. They are from Mumbai. In Santa Cruz, how they are running. It's literally their temple, and they run like a huge center. And this amazing Prabhuji, his name is Rampriya Prabhu. He runs. He's part of the Jharkhand. There is a temple in Ranchi, ISKCON Ranchi. He heads it, and so many great services doing there. And this is Sham Leela Prabhu. He got inspired in Germany, and then his good wife Prema Bhakti Mataji, they assist Radhesham Prabhu in many ways. Actually, I'll say right hand of Radhesham Prabhu in one way, in all his programs and so many initiatives. And they run, center for boys, center for girls, so many programs they conduct. They travel around India, right? Sridhar Krishna Prabhu and Rajeshwari Mataji. Unfortunately, we lost, over the COVID time, there was a problem. But anyways, how much they are serving. And Sarvanand Das Prabhu, Amal Kirtan Prabhu, you all know this Prabhuji, Amal Kirtan Prabhu. He conducts music classes and teaches harmonium, and so wonderfully preaches in his gated community, and a huge congregation, he's running. Sundarup Sham Prabhu in Bangalore, he literally runs a temple. There is a temple. He's like almost like a temple president there, and so many groups. If you hear his way of conducting, you will see as if you are seeing some, what do you call that? Some IBM company as if he's running, some Microsoft, something like that. Sudama Gopal Prabhu and his good wife. Mataji runs a huge group of Matajis preaching and cultivating them every single day, actually. And Vijay Gopal Keshav Prabhu. How many know Vijay Gopal Keshav Prabhu? This time, he is the biggest book distributor on the planet Earth, right? And he's a Grahastha, right? More than 1 lakh Bhagavad Gitas he has done. Can you all believe it? more than 1 lakh, and he's a Grahastha, right? These are this is the capacity of what Grahasthas can do, right? This you can ignore. Vyasacharya Prabhu, one of the very influencing
Lilananda
devotee.
Prabhu, go back to the previous slide, please.
Prabhuji, we all know our story.
No, Prabhuji, please, Prabhu.
No, Vyasacharya Prabhu, wonderful devotee in Pune. If you hear his lectures, recently I was asked to come and speak about Grahastha Ashram versus Brahmacharya Ashram. And all I did is sat down and heard the lecture of Vyasacharya Prabhu. And then I made notes of Vyasacharya Prabhu, and then I went and repeated those notes. And Ashram Prabhu, nicely done. Amazing devotee. If you hear his lectures, humor that he brings into the lectures, and you can see how many centers he has developed. Huh? I mean, you'll be, wait a second. Yeah. Here. You just see this. Introduced in 2000 in IIT Kharagpur, and ISKCON Pune's youth preaching. Radhesham Prabhu received initiation Radhanath Mal 2010, shifted to Pune in 2010. And then since then, project advisor for PCIT Voice, Mayapur Voice, project administrator for Mayapur Lotus Voice, PAD chairman for Lotus Voice all over India, secretary council board ISKCON Pune, Nityananda Sabha chairman. He's the Nityananda Sabha chairman of entire Pune. All Grahasthas, right? People who want to come towards Grahastha Ashram. He's the heading that. Congregation counselor, and he has children, he has parents, he has wife, he has and he does congregational preaching. Right? I mean, when they give those sessions, right, you'll be shocked how they're doing. And Madhav Gopinath Prabhu and his good wife photo I did not have. Unbelievable devotee. I'm going to meet him tomorrow. He has inspired more than 200 families, and he is creating a huge, place where people can live together and practice Krishna consciousness. And he's a delivery director in Infosys. Very, very. And this is Gajendranath Prabhu and his good wife Shamala Gurangi Mataji, and she's they're expecting a child anytime this month, and they are preaching in IIT. So many new people are being inspired in IIT Hyderabad, and wonderful couple. And this Prabhu last week he gave a presentation. Prabhuji's Naam Prem Prabhu looks so humble, simple devotee, but he's running a congregation of more than 500 families. Right? He was a brahmachari, and he's still so young. 500 families. He is running a girls' hostel, a boys' hostel, a temple, a hotel. Govindas. He's created a huge temple itself in Dharwad, right? Dhanbad, near to Mayapur. He takes people on yatras. Unbelievable. All our jaws just fell down like this. When we were hearing what he was speaking. Right? Unbelievable. And he speaks all small things in his presentation, but when you see what he has done, right? Amal Mahaprabhu, and this couple, Kesha, Kasi Mishra Prabhu and Gaura Bhakti Mataji, when they gave their presentation of what they're doing in Pune, we were shocked. They are disciples of Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Prabhuji's, they have distributed 100 plus Bhagavatam sets by doing online program for children during COVID. They have inspired more than 50 families to chant 16 rounds through online program during COVID. And what they're doing, you can't imagine. The way they have conducted festivals, many festivals with so many services online during COVID. And of course, now the COVID is gone, you can imagine what they can do, right? And Satyagopal Prabhu and Sharanya Radha Devidasi Mataji, unbelievable. Their presentation, I can't forget. Right? And I had invited this Mataji, or I don't know if you're Champaklata Mataji, right? They live in Hyderabad now, and single-handedly, now there is a Bhagavad Gita for blind children. Now there is a Vaishnav Sadachar book for blind children, right? There is almost every book of Prabhupada is now being printed, in for blind children. So unbelievably empowered by Bhakti Raghav Swami Maharaj, right? And Jasbir Singh Prabhu and Devika Singh Mataji, this couple I'm yet to hear. We are looking forward to their session. And Sangeeta Jetmalani Mataji, amazing preacher in her age in Pune, and Rasamrit Gaur Prabhu, Anupama, Mataji, and so many like this. This is the why I showed what I showed today is to, if we think that we are doing something in ISKCON, we should really question ourselves. what are we doing, and how much are we doing, and how much can be done? How much can be done as grahasthas, right? Keeping our sadhana, keeping our whatever. Can you mute, Prabhuji? There is a lot of. I think Sandhya. Yeah. So, Prabhuji and Matajis, we have exemplifying leaders in ISKCON, and this is a subset. This is a drop in an ocean. What I've just shown, right? Just imagine, if you hear from such devotees what they're doing. So I'm planning to invite once in a quarter one of these couples to come and present what they're doing in their area to our satsang. So we hear and get inspired. If you think, chala chestunam, I think we should balance our life. Forget about balancing. We are nowhere near what we can do or what we should be doing. But all glories to everybody who is doing what they're doing. And please keep motivated and let us continue this endeavor of Bhagavatam class in the morning. And we will do the chanting 64 rounds. This next month, second Saturday, we are doing it, right? So please, everybody come. It's an austerity to get up in the morning. It's austerity to travel. It's austerity to do what? But please, let's do it, right? So thank you very much. Sorry, Prabhuji, I hijacked your class. But whenever I hear from you, get inspired to share. I don't know why. So you are to blame.
You are the inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you everybody for joining. Yeah, and we are starting the Sunday evening satsangs next week onwards. This week again I had something, so next week onwards we are starting, and we have to seriously, and we have to seriously re-endeavor and reunite and work as that strong team to do many more things. So Sunday evening is the time to reunite. So I encourage everybody to come in person without any exception. Get inspired to join the satsang and be part of it. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna.
Mahalingam Iyer Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much. Wonderful
Thank
class.
you.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everybody.
All your mercy.
Hare Krishna.